Welcome to the Halo Effect, hospitality stories with Ashleigh and Michael Donald.
With over 40 years working in the hospitality industry, we've lived some incredible experiences, and as a husband and wife team, we continue to forge our path through business and life that continues to present challenges and opportunities. Through this podcast, we would like to share these experiences and provide some behind-the-scenes insights into the world of hospitality and entrepreneurship.
We hope that this will help anyone who is on a similar journey by sharing how we forged our own path through this incredibly rewarding, yet often challenging industry. Hello and welcome to the Halo Effect Hospitality Stories with Ashleigh and Michael Donald, and we are here celebrating a momentous moment in Halo's time. 5 years.
I know, I feel like we should be clinking some glasses or something.
Yes, we forgot that one. There's so many computers sitting around here at the moment. I'm sure we'd spill things on them, so that's probably best that we don't. But we thought we'd take a few minutes and we would just sort of recognise this moment and have a little bit of a chat and maybe talk about some of the things that we're most proud of that we have achieved through Halo and with Halo over the last 5 years. Hello, Ashleigh.
Hello. I can't believe it's been 5 years. In one way, it's flown over.
The world has changed a lot in 5 years.
We've dealt with COVID, homeschooling, navigating various stages of our business. So, it's great to sit here and celebrate 5 years, and I know it kind of feels a little bit self-indulgent jumping on and creating a special podcast, but it's a milestone, and 5 years is something to celebrate, so we've got to kind of celebrate those wins, haven't you? So
absolutely. We don't celebrate birthdays really anymore. They just kind of come and go. So birthdays of
business birthday.
Fifth birthday. Yeah, excellent. We wanted to talk about some of the things we're most proud of, Ash. Is there anything?
I think I guess first of all, taking the leap of faith and setting up Halo and kind of growing it to what it is today. For me, one of the sort of top 5 is our clients and just how loyal and supportive they have been with us since the very beginning. We are very lucky and we've got an amazing network of friends and colleagues in the industry who have championed what we've done from the very beginning, are always so generous with their time, their expertise, their connections, and referring us. And that's really how we've grown our business, has been predominantly through referrals from our wonderful network of hospitality friends.
Yeah, I don't think we would have had the confidence to move ahead if it wasn't for a few particular people who kind of said, just go for it. And here, call this person and do this, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. And just open doors and just giving us that sort of push to just do it. And I think, that the loyalty of clients and that has, enabled us to build really amazing relationships with our clients and their teams, and really become that extension of their teams and just work on some amazing projects. And it's probably no secret that I love a hotel opening and love to be involved in any sort of launch. And we've helped open hotels from London to Bangkok. Edinburgh's in the mix there shortly. So it's been a real privilege to be part of that journey and to see these hotels opening and thriving, and just to be a part of the transformation of the hospitality industry, particularly in the last couple of years. I think coming out of COVID and transformation digitally, transformation from a guest experience perspective as well, and recognising the different needs and experiences, and really trying to differentiate what our hotel clients do in the space, because it's very competitive and people are very discerning about how they spend their money in this sort of cost of living crisis situation that we're in at the moment. So we're really grateful, and it's been a real privilege over the last 5 years to have worked with such dynamic and fun and amazing people who kind of inspire us every day.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if you think back to sort of 5 years ago when we had no clients,
remember those days?
We had friends, and we knew a few people, but that switch from a friend or a connection to a client, that kind of that process is something that I suppose you through practice, and with everything with practice, it is a transitional period, I suppose, but it is really crucial, and it can be quite overwhelming, I think, when you're just starting a business as well, because you don't really know where you stand. But if you can solve people's challenges, now whether that's time or whether that's expertise or whether that's whatever that might be, you have huge value to people. You have huge value that you can share with people and help people. And I think just understanding that you have that ability, and then being able to tell people what you can do and show people what you can do, and then go ahead and do it. You very quickly turn friends into clients, and then clients into more clients, because people move on, especially in the hospitality industry. And not all of our clients that we've had have been in hospitality. When we first started off, we were very much Halo Business Consulting. We had clients in all sorts of different industries, like retail, like retail, and property, and lots of different clients in different areas. And I think we certainly came to understand, I think the most value we were able to offer was probably within hotels.
I think so. And whilst, yes, broad hospitality, but I think kind of narrowing it down, as you say, to hotels. And actually we have, I think, gravitated towards, I suppose, offering our services into that niche, and that's where both of us have honed our careers, and that's
where our 40 years of
gosh, I do feel old now.
Experience comes from. Combined 40 years.
But I think solving problems for people, and I think our services have evolved and diversified over that time as well. And I think we've also been able to understand how both of our different skill sets have been able to combine to offer a much more kind of holistic approach to driving loyalty through marketing communications, and how that aligned messaging and setting the expectation is then delivered on property through that guest experience and through those operational elements, which was your area of expertise. And I think when we first maybe started out, I think we were both maybe, I suppose, pitching ourselves more as freelancers in those separate spaces, but actually I think it's much more cohesive now, and certainly the projects,
at the whole customer journey, guest journey, really trying to every little piece has an impact on the guest experience, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think big shout out and thank you to our loyal clients that have been with us since the very first step.
Absolutely.
And then how about you next? Second point.
I think just being an entrepreneur and thinking of ourselves as entrepreneur has been sort of a really interesting development. I think I always kind of saw myself as wanting to work for myself at some point throughout my career, because it was very much in the family. My parents had their own business. My brother has his own business. My grandparents all had their own business. They all worked. Uncles and aunts, for the most part, worked for themselves. So it was a very natural thing for me to kind of think, oh, what kind of business am I going to have? But then actually having that spark and going, okay, this is the kind of business that will work for us, was more of a challenge. I think it took a while for the stars to align and go, oh, actually.
We did have a few ideas though before we launched Halo, didn't we?
Well, different names, I think, was one.
And we had the Mike O Brewery, the home brewery.
I still think there's an opportunity for that one.
Halo extension.
Definitely. But I think just kind of feeling comfortable with the word entrepreneur, and I think that's kind of one, because it can be a bit sort of fancy. People, you're an entrepreneur. And then I think for a lot of our friends around in the Northeast and family and things, I think it was less of a kind of normal journey was to be an entrepreneur, until we kind of started meeting more of the entrepreneur community in the area. And certainly since joining the NatWest Accelerator, Entrepreneur Accelerator Hub, and we've met so many people from so many different industries
it's been amazing.
And the most amazing thing I think is the challenges that everyone has are the same. It's always about time and resources and what to do with the money you have and where to put it and how to grow and the balance of work and life. You have a lot more control over it, but you don't have as, you also feel completely obliged to work and work.
And I think having similar challenges as you say, but also I think we sometimes can second guess certain things or
At
get
least
the
second
imposter syndrome
third,
and
fourth.
to be in a room of people who are very like-minded, have similar challenges, and just to give each other that bit of a confidence boost when we need to, or just really kind of recognise and empathise that we're all on a similar journey, and really helping each other, connecting each other with people that can help, and as well as the support from the NatWest team, our amazing coaches and kind of amazing networkers that just connect us with these incredible other entrepreneurs and investors across the region. We're really fortunate to have that fantastic network of friends now. I think we started off and all sort of entrepreneurs, and now we're just all great friends as well as entrepreneurs.
Big shout out for the Northern Dream team.
Absolutely. That's great. And then we have launched this podcast, which I felt like was a bit of a milestone.
It was always on the, I think we had the name The Halo Effect possibly before we had anything else in the business.
And we did try the old
a
clubhouse with that same name and a few different kind of iterations, didn't we? But I think we'd always...
And the Sweet series, I guess, as well. It was kind of during lockdown. It ended up being the Sweet series because we were doing it as a collaboration. But Halo Effect possibly was thrown in there as one of the ideas we wanted to kind of think of quite early on. But yeah, we've wanted to kind of have these chats and talking to industry colleagues and also just talking amongst ourselves in this kind of format for quite a while. But we're delighted to have the Halo Effect as a podcast up and running. It's been great fun, and I think in the future we'll do a lot more episodes with guests. We haven't, probably at the time this is recorded, we probably haven't recorded any yet, but it is something we have definite plans to do in the future.
Definitely, and I think we'd always kind of considered that, and very gratefully we've had some amazing people connect with us to say we'd love to be on there. So we're sort of in the process of getting those episodes pulled together, but again, really grateful to our wonderful network for supporting us and sharing their insights as well, because there's just so much to cover. And I think when we first launched the podcast, I was thinking, oh God, what, we run out of things to talk about. But actually, I think in my mind, I've got episodes planned until at least April next year. So we'll keep ourselves busy. But yeah, I think for us, and you mentioned 40 collective years plus really of working in the industry. One of the things that I think in order for us to become, I suppose, authorities for the industry and to kind of show our expertise in the area is that industry impact. So the podcast, we've contributed to 2 hospitality books, one of which is out now and one of which is out soon, and we regularly contribute to various industry publications on a variety of topics, and I think that keeps us up to date with key trends. We really pride ourselves on sharing that knowledge with our clients and also giving them a voice on a lot of these trends and topics. And I think that's something that we hold ourselves to a high standard to, because we recognise that we need to always be giving value to our clients and our community. And we can do that through insights and knowledge. And we recognise that our clients are very, very busy people working in their businesses to, deliver their objectives. And so if we can support with giving them insights to make informed decisions about, the next steps for their businesses, then, that all helps with that kind of relationship building and building that trust with our clients and that building that loyalty between us and them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the work that we've done with publishing the books and being contributing to those was through the relationship with Sheffield Hallam University as well.
Yeah.
And I know that it's something that you've very proud of.
I
You're
am.
Entrepreneur in Residence at Sheffield Hallam.
Very fancy title.
But of course, this is a relationship that goes back to when I won't say how long ago, but back to when you were in university.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to sort of reconnect in that sense, but also to then give back to the younger generations now. But it's also a testament to keeping those relationships.
Yeah. I'm really very fortunate to continue to have an amazing relationship with various team members at Sheffield Hallam University. So I did my degree in hotel and tourism management there, and have remained in contact, and over the years have supported with various guest lectures, contributing to course content in terms of really sort of scrutinising and ensuring that content is relevant to create graduates that are workplace ready, that are aligned with what employers are looking for in terms of graduates into the hotel industry, attending various events and sort of panel discussions that they have, and really the network of alumni is incredible, and I love going to Sheffield and meeting up with people that I was on my course with a number of years ago, 20 plus years ago, and we're all like still the same at heart, but we've all gone on to do various things, and it's really incredible to see people's career journeys, and we're all still in touch, and again we're all really supportive of one another. And I think from the university perspective, they really enjoy having the alumni to come in and share their stories and share, I suppose, the what the course has offered, not just initially as the degree, but also then for many years to come, and to show that they're still engaged and in touch with alumni. So very grateful to be Entrepreneur in Residence at Sheffield Hallam.
I think it's really impressive that they're so dedicated to getting people workplace ready, and it's a huge step to go from university to the workplace, isn't it? And workplace probably shifts quicker than it ever has before, now with technology and all the advancements and everything, and what our kids probably are going to do as a job probably doesn't exist
absolutely
now. And so at some point between now and in the next 10 years, university is going to have to adapt to a completely new landscape of roles and jobs, and I think it's really inspiring that they do consider that, and they do want to seek out advice from the workplace.
And I think there's been a bit of a trend, and I think again, we keep mentioning COVID, but obviously it's had an impact, right across the board. But a lot of students who weren't able to do in face to face and going into the campus to have their lectures and things, have missed out a lot on that social development and building those relationships, and that was one of the best things about university.
Well, I did an arts degree, so social development was pretty much the key to an arts degree.
But those relationships and leaving home for the first time and having to kind of be a bit more independent and look after yourself and meet people from all over the world, and live with people that were initially strangers and become best of friends, and that's an amazing journey. But if you're doing that in isolation, in your teenage bedroom, and you're not able to have that face-to-face interaction with your peers and your lecturers, it's a very different experience. And I think then when you're graduating and coming out into the workplace, and particularly for hospitality and tourism, where it's a very people-centric industry, so that some of those kind of softer skills and those kind of social development skills, just because of the nature of being isolated in COVID, just haven't maybe had that opportunity to flourish, or that people have maybe lost their confidence to be in those more kind of social situations. So that there's definitely, I think, some immediate support that we can all kind of provide in that regard. And I think longer term, as next generations and the way that people communicate changes so much, that it's a two-way communication, that the employers understand the different dynamics of the next generation coming through, and equally the next generation understands, I suppose, some of the workplace kind of cultures and the sort of etiquette, I guess, around starting your first job out of uni. So, but it's really interesting. I absolutely love going back, and it's amazing to see how much the city has changed. Particularly my favourite nightclub, which is now apartments, but never mind. It's still got the sign up, I think. So, and then I think one of the privileges about being an entrepreneur is that you can choose to spend your time obviously developing your business, servicing your clients, but giving back, and that entrepreneur in residence is part of that, and that's a fully voluntary kind of pro bono work. And then something that I have been part of fairly recently is volunteering with the Girls Network, which is an amazing charity, and they work with girls from the ages of about 14 to 16, and you are allocated a mentee, and really the mentee and mentor relationship is about supporting your mentee with that kind of the sort of teenage years, which can often having a role model that is not a family member, that's someone that's kind of maybe have a career or running your own business, and just a different role model to perhaps within your family just provides a different perspective, and also allows
take some of those emotions out of the equation, and at that age those emotions can be. And
just to have someone very impartial to kind of listen and advise and show what's possible in certain ways as well, and offer fresh perspective. So I've just kind of finished the first cohort, which was a 9-month sort of mentor-menteeship, and my mentee was just so inspiring and just very amazingly open-minded and incredible at just knowing what she wanted, but I think wasn't quite sure of how to get there, or it felt very overwhelming, or just wanted to talk to someone that could maybe offer some advice without maybe judgment, or could just share some of the challenges that she was having with her GCSE mock exams, or maybe not doing as well as she expected, or something kind of bit of a crisis thing had come up, and how she was dealing with it. So I think it's a wonderful program, and it's ran nationally, but for me, I worked together with a local high school of just providing that additional sort of guidance and mentorship and role modelling for from a community of girls who perhaps might not have the opportunity to have that in their lives. So
such a crucial period of time as well, because that's the point at which you probably make your final decisions of whether you're going to go to a university or whether you do some sort of vocational further studies, or where things go from there, isn't it? It's and it's a lovely counterbalance to the Sheffield Hallam work as well.
Yeah, definitely. So that's been great. And then you
most of my volunteering is with the Beavers,
then the Cubs,
even younger ages. But it is amazing to have that bit of time as entrepreneurs. Yes, we don't have total control over our work-life balance, but we do have the ability to work from home, work at strange hours in order to free up time at crucial stages. So it means we can volunteer, and we can spend time following passions and giving back where we want to, going on camps or whatever it might be, and all the arranging and things that needs to be done, and we're both very passionate about making sure that we can help the next generations in any way we can, whether that's social skills or whether that's just giving advice or opening them up to new ideas and
practical skills. You're building fires with them on the beach, and you know, making all sorts of food, and
the perfect s'more.
Well, exactly. It's a very important life skill. And you know, I mean, we live by the coast, which is wonderful. But what I love about it's the Sea Scouts division, isn't it, that you volunteer with, that also then the community gets involved, and we've got our local sort of paddleboard and kayak rental place who are just wonderful, you know, providing a full, you know, lesson for the kids to, you know, they're jumping off the paddleboards into the water, they're kayaking around the caves, and, you know, these are like sort of 6-year-old kids. What amazing sort of start in life to have that exposure. And again, that's all through the volunteer of the community of leaders with the Scouts, Cubs, Beavers, and the wider community that offer to share their services. So
yeah, and as a huge Friends fan, as I know that you are, Ash, I was able to introduce them all to the meat trifle.
Oh yes.
So we made a mock meat trifle at a recent camp that a lot of the middle school children were very excited to see. It was, and even more excited to taste. We might have to share some photos of that.
See that on there. We'll be putting that on clients' menus.
Yes. I'm surprised that's made it to things we're proud of in our 5 years of Halo. That's I didn't expect that at the beginning of recording this episode.
Great. And so kind of last kind of number 5 of the things that we're most proud of, I think the sort of external endorsement, and by that I'm thinking about awards and the recognition, but more importantly I think the relationships and the network that we've been able to kind of really nurture through awards, and we were really delighted and very surprised to have won a Startup of the Year award in 2022, which was just kind of coming out of COVID and all of the challenges that kind of presented. And I mean, that was amazing night. Some of the best things of that are the continuation of those relationships. So we have become great friends with one of the judges, in fact, Sophie Milliken from Moja, who you know, I saw that she was on the judging panel. I remember meeting her that night, and have since, you know, been to many networking events, been to her book launches, followed her amazing business. We also met Kerry Metcalf, who has K Media, who offers amazing social media strategy and content creation, and she's an extension of our Halo team now, and offering that services to our clients. And I think with every award nomination and event that we've been to, we've really made some incredible connections and gone on to do lots of sort of collaborative sort of webinars and things. So Sylvia from Pink SEO, we joint hosted a webinar to support businesses with their SEO strategies. So for me, it's the community and the relationships, but also I think as entrepreneurs and being new to setting up our businesses, there is something there's something nice about having that external endorsement of an award that says, you know, we recognise that you're, you know, doing a good job, and I think from the Startup Awards we've gone on to win or become finalists in the 8 national awards, which you know, was great, and I do enjoy getting dressed up and going to these events as well. It's always a nice excuse to.
Well, you know, I love a metaphor, and sometimes I do think about that, but you're absolutely right. It is about the relationships underneath and how those develop, because, you know, you look at the Oscars or something like that, and someone wins a Best Actor or Best Actress award. You know, that's based on the performance. It doesn't look at how they treated people on set. It doesn't look at how they interacted with their co-stars or their directors or their bus boy, whatever a bus boy does, or a grip, or whatever role it is. It just looks at the performance on the screen, and it's a judgment on that. But really, what matters often is the relationships and what happens on a day-to-day and how you want to run your business. And while you're right, it's great to dress up and put on your glad rags and have a couple of glasses of fizz and celebrate together. Really, it's what the day-to-day is like, and that's going to last longer, and that's going to make a bigger impression on co-workers and consultants that you work with and clients than anything else. And that really, I mean, people say it's not the winning that really matters. It's just being there on the day and making the most of it. And that really it really is true. Having won a few and been nominated for a few and not won, the most lasting impression is the people that we've met and we've spoken to, and I think that's the thing that I'm certainly most proud of.
Yeah.
From that in the last few years, all right.
Yeah, absolutely. So what next? I think we've got a few kind of things in the works. I think for us, we kind of keep coming back to collaborations and partnerships and working with like-minded entrepreneurs, and I think that's where I see we can have a bigger impact in creating those collaborations and those halo effects, as it were, of different specialist skill sets that are really complementary, that allow us to offer an enhanced service in those different areas, but still very much through the halo lens and us still directing and leading it from a wider strategic perspective, but really working with some specialist partners, whether that's in digital marketing, whether it's in people and culture, or bigger kind of picture commercial strategy. I think we, along our journey, have worked with some incredible small businesses and entrepreneurs and freelancers, and to be able to sort of galvanize those skills and expertise and create a service that really serves the hospitality industry. And again, that all of our values have been flexible and authentic and having integrity and just building up what we can do. So I'm really excited about some conversations that we've been having and some work that we've already been doing and bringing those amazing skills together with a wider team. Continuing with the NatWest Accelerator program, which we just absolutely love. And one of the other things which I'm looking forward to is next year is working more with the Experience Bank, which really puts together non-execs and advisory boards, and whether that's looking to create an advisory board for Halo as we grow, or learning the skills and requirements for becoming a non-exec director further down the line for us. And I know for me it's always been something I'd love to do. So I'm very grateful to an amazing connection, Peter Neal, and we've been in discussions for a while and looking forward to kicking that off in the new year as well. Anything else that we're looking forward to in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, absolutely. No, it's been an exciting time. I look forward to sharing this journey with you in Halo.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all for listening. And as I say, a bit of a self-indulgent one, kind of chatting through our 5 proudest things with Halo's 5th anniversary. But again, just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of our clients, collaborators, friends, family. You've all been so supportive and encouraging, and we are very grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to The Halo Effect, Hospitality Stories with Ashleigh and Michael Donald.
Hope that this has helped fellow hospitality people and entrepreneurs who may be on a similar journey.
If you would like to suggest any topics for future episodes, ask us a question, or would like to join us on a future episode of the podcast, then please get in touch. We've linked up our contact details in the show notes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe or follow The Halo Effect on whatever platform you listen to your podcasts. We look forward to welcoming you back to the next episode of The Halo Effect, Hospitality Stories with Ashleigh and Michael Donald.